fly ball right field deep. Canseco back to the track, looking up. It is off his head, it looked like, and over the top. A home run.
It's been a while since he's seen a hole that big. I pride myself and think of myself as a man of faith. As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be a home run.
He starts to come, and then he pulls out.
Josh Bynes has been coming all night long, but then he pulls out, and it's just hard.
2 inches short, maybe less. That's the story of my life.
Receiver coach has been blown away by Crabtree's hands and his ability to suck in these balls.
And the 3-1. Popped up. Castillo. Dropped the ball! He dropped the ball! Here comes Teixeira! And the Yankees win! Oh my goodness!
Listen in as we tackle everything in the world of sports right now. Throw your hat in the ring at 516-572-7440. This is WHPC Sports Talk on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Oh yeah, baby, 4:02 p.m. This is WHPC Sports Talk. I am Michael Merlo. Alongside me, I've got Joshua Umahi, Anthony Deus, and Matt Leonard. A big-time show today as some massive breaking news is coming out of the NFL all day. And guess what, folks? It's not going to stop from here. The NFL is just going to keep getting busier and busier as the new league year officially opens up. Free agency starting, trades happening, people want out, and players have all the power in the world now to do so. But guys, before we start, how are we doing today?
This music is hysterical.
I know the music's good.
Hearing you talk over this is just funny.
The blooper intro was good. I liked it.
Thank you.
Maybe a little too inappropriate, but it's okay.
Oh, come on, no. Look, it's just talking about sports. It's on national television.
Do I have to? I don't know why I have to be the adult in the room. I'm usually
just
not
using sports terminology, Mike.
I
That's
guess
all they're
so.
doing.
I guess.
What's wrong with Crabtree catching footballs, man?
Yeah, I mean it's exciting for sure.
Sure is.
A very busy show. We got massive trades, a massive trade of the NFL, a massive star going back to his team. Matt's very happy.
Yes, I am.
The owners and the players have met today and apparently trying to save a full 162-game season. We'll get to that in a little bit. We don't really have many updates from today so far, so when we get those, we'll let you know. I think it's a good thing that we haven't heard anything yet, but we'll see.
I disagree. We'll get there, though.
And, of course, the NBA, I mean, the Knicks did win yesterday, a big second-half comeback. Well, really, they were down big in the first half, come back in the second half to win. But the MVP race I want to get into in a little bit. But first, obviously, we are going to start with a massive breaking news. About a couple of hours ago, Russell Wilson traded to the Denver Broncos for a big-time package. Pause.
I was going to say, you're the adult room, you're saying big-time package?
It was a big package.
Hey, when in Rome, Matt. Come on.
Come on. Russell Wilson.
What does this package consist of, Michael?
Russell Wilson was traded for Drew Lock, Shelby Harris, defensive lineman, Drew Lock, obviously quarterback, Noah Fant, their tight end, 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and a 5th-round pick, all for Russell Wilson and a 4th-rounder.
Wow.
Big-time trade. How do we feel about it?
The timing of this is almost like, and I know we'll get into the Rodgers stuff, but that had to have been, like, teams were waiting for this first domino to drop, and that was Aaron Rodgers. Teams were just waiting, and Denver specifically, they were going to be in the play for one of these quarterbacks. If it wasn't Rodgers, it's obviously Wilson, and now the Rodgers news breaks, and the timing, 1-2 hours right after this?
I think it was a big coincidence because according to everything I've seen so far today, in the last couple of hours, is that the Seahawks and the Broncos have been working for about 2 weeks now on this trade. They realized that there was a chance that Rodgers was going back to Green Bay.
Do you think they knew ahead of time Rodgers wasn't going there?
I think they knew that if he wanted to leave, they would be the first call.
Yeah.
And they never got that call. Now, I'm sure they made a couple of calls to gauge interest, but maybe it was the Packers saying, listen, we are not going to discuss a trade unless we get an okay from Aaron Rodgers. Or not really an okay, but a confirmation that this guy's not coming back.
I got to say, I'm really surprised that the Seahawks made the right decision here.
Because Russell Wilson left.
Because it seemed like last year we had we're okay with keeping Russ. We want to keep him around. Let Russ cook all that nonsense. And of course, he still has to accept the trade, which
he has.
He has. Okay.
I mean, I don't think it's official yet, but this was.
But he'd be a fool not to. I mean, you're getting out into a more competitive space. You'll have a better offensive line. You're a near playoff roster. I'm still saying near. They need a few more pieces.
Look at the division they're in.
This is a playoff roster, and obviously I want to talk about that because you Anthony, bring up the fact that he's going to more competitive spaces. Is that the words you used?
Yes.
100%. You're going into now what might be the best division ever. One of the greatest division races we've seen in a very long time. You've got Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs. You've got Justin Herbert and the Chargers. You've got even Derek Carr and the Raiders, who just made the playoffs, and now Josh McDaniel as their new head coach. This isn't going to be easy for Russell Wilson, right? And some people could say, why wouldn't he want to trade elsewhere? Why would he want to trade into the AFC? He had the opportunity, the Commanders, formerly the Redskins, they offered a ton of first-round picks to go get Wilson, and he ultimately said no to that.
Well, I don't blame him. He said he wanted to stay on the West Coast.
Is this really the West Coast? I mean, it's not the coast.
But he's
in the Western Division.
I was going to say hemisphere, but that would be completely.
Well, I mean, so is Washington.
Well, yes, that is true.
If you think about it.
Well, he's actually on the West Coast when he's. We're not geography talk. Let's go.
Yeah, well, you beat me to it. I was going to say we're not geography talk, but
we're not.
The Denver Broncos already tweeted out the scene from Castaway with the Wilson volleyball. So
that's great. I saw that before. That was amazing.
They took no time in doing that.
The trade's not official yet. Why are they doing that?
I mean, it's basically official, unless Russ is too loyal.
Official.
Which I got to give props to Russ here. Thank you for not being so loyal. Thank you for not going the Damian Lillard route and staying with the team you have no chance to win with anymore. And you could go forge your legacy. I mean, it's not going to be on the level of Peyton Manning, coming off a back injury, but still, you're going to a competitive roster where you'll maybe have a shot in a few years.
Luckily, all of our teams are in the NFC. Everybody here. Yeah. If you're a fan of an AFC team, man, oh my God, you've got Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, now Russell Wilson, Pat Mahomes, Justin Herbert. I mean, you want to throw Derek Carr in that situation? You want to throw a talented Browns roster? No, I'm not doing that. A really good Steelers defense.
Good Steelers offense minus the quarterback position.
You've got a Colts team that's a quarterback away from being a legit contender. The Patriots may have found their next quarterback. The AFC is loaded, and I would not want to play in it.
No.
Thankful.
I think that's a big part. We've been saying this all along. It's a big part of why Rodgers stayed in Green Bay.
100%.
That and Brady's retirement. I mean, the NFC belongs to Aaron Rodgers right now.
The NFC is wide open, in my opinion. You have the defending champs there, but the story is about Russell Wilson being traded. 516-572-7440 is the number to join the show. Please let us know what you think of the Aaron Rodgers news, which we'll get to in a little bit, and of course the Russell Wilson trade. Giant fans, did you want him? Was there any shot? I remember the rumors a month or two ago, even before the new regime was here. Russell Wilson wanted to play in New York. I don't think that was true up until 2 weeks ago. I think that was completely shot down. But that was a rumor for a very long time. This is very similar to Brady signs with Tampa Bay, a roster that was just a quarterback away. They win the Super Bowl. Then you have the Stafford trade. Stafford goes over to L.A., roster ready-made, wins the Super Bowl. Is this the same situation? Do we believe that a star quarterback traded or signing with a roster that's good enough, do they go and win the Super Bowl?
I'm just going to say no. I don't think they're Super Bowl contenders yet. I think that defense needs a little more work. They're good. They're not the defense that the Bucs had or the Rams had. I think that's a big factor in comparing these three teams to each other.
Agree, but their defense is young.
It's young, but I'm saying that to develop. So that's my point. I mean, they're like the Bucs had a lot of veterans on defense, and they were good players. Same with the Rams. Aaron Donald was there. Jalen Ramsey, two of the best defensive players, if not the two best in football. So I don't see any of those standouts. I mean, Von Miller talks about he may go back to the Broncos.
Yeah,
I think is messed up.
That's so stupid. Patrick Surtain, Bradley Chubb. You got really young players on that Broncos defense. Let's go back to the trade haul. What they got back Seattle. Do you think that they got enough of a package back? Because I'm looking at this and I'm saying, I don't know. For Russell Wilson, I thought it would be they got players back. Shelby Harris to me means nothing. Drew Lock to me means nothing.
Drew Lock is a minus.
Right. Noah Fant, a solid tight end, so you're losing that. 2 first-round picks are tough, sure. 2 second-round picks are tough, sure. But in the next 2 years, guys, you're not mortgaging a future. For the next 2 years, you expect to be Super Bowl contenders. You expect to be, in the playoffs competing for a Super Bowl. So those draft picks are going to be high picks, and they got money to spend. They have cap space.
I figured they'd fetch Russell Wilson would fetch a return of like 3 first-round picks, maybe 3 second-round picks. I wouldn't say that the Broncos made off like bandits here, but the Seahawks could have gotten more. And it's a little self-induced what the Seahawks put themselves through, because now they got to kind of get back that first-round pick from the Jamal Adams trade. That disastrous Jamal Adams trade.
Anthony, I agree with you. I don't think it was nothing. I don't think they gave up nothing to get him, but I thought the first-round picks would be a little bit more, right?
Yeah, no, you expect at least 3 first-round picks, even with Deshaun Watson, though, as much as the legal problems are happening. But even with the whole thing happening around him, the Texans were asking for 3 first-round picks at minimum, plus second-round picks and
a player.
He's younger than Russell Wilson, first of all.
But still, Russell Wilson's an experienced quarterback with veteran leadership and is a winner.
Yes. And the Seahawks hold all the leverage here. They had multiple teams call them, not just the Commanders. There was another team that called them about Russell Wilson. So you had all the leverage here with Denver, who has a ready-made roster, a team that needs a quarterback and needs a star quarterback. They don't need a Jameis Winston. They don't need a, Carson Wentz. That's not going to do it. They needed a star quarterback to put themselves in the driver's seat to become a Super Bowl contender, and they did that. And the Seahawks could have held out. I don't know if there was a better deal on the table, if there could have been. Were the Broncos willing to go to 3 first-round picks? Were any other teams willing to go to 3 first-round picks? I don't know. Or another thing, Russell Wilson did have a no-trade clause. And he did not waive it to Washington. He did waive it to Denver.
He didn't waive it yet. I'm not going to say that until it's done.
I think it's done.
Okay.
I think it's done.
I mean, he'd be a fool not to do that.
I agree, but I'm just saying.
But I understand the doubt because of all the, I want to play here.
Exactly.
Which is nonsense.
He's got to say that. He's got to say he wants to play there.
It's just nonsense. Why would you want to play for that offensive line? You're one of the most elusive quarterbacks, and then your offensive line goes down the drain, and now you're being sacked. What was it? Most sacked quarterback in the last 3 years.
No, the decade.
In the decade. Wow. It's unbelievable.
And think about it. His legs and his ability to avoid sack, and he's still the most sacked quarterback of the decade.
And
That's
he really,
insane.
outside of DK Metcalf, he didn't really have any other solid.
I think Lockett's good.
Inconsistent. It's always inconsistent with guys like that.
And with DK Metcalf, he was getting thrown out of games for being stupid.
Yeah.
So it took the Seahawks offensively out of the game as well, and the defense couldn't hold him up.
They had no running game with him there.
No,
except when Marshawn Lynch was really good. That was a long time ago.
The Broncos have serious weapons. Javonte Williams is a very good young running back. You've got great receivers over there. You got rid of the tight end, but I think the backup tight end, I can't pronounce his name to save my life. I don't think he's too bad. And again, we're forgetting something. They have money to spend. This isn't just, we get him and now the roster's locked. They can go out there and spend money for the next 2 seasons because, like I said, NFL cap space means absolutely nothing. You can go over no matter what happens. They just maneuver things, and I don't even know how it's done. The money means nothing. But they're going to be able to do it for the next 2 years, 100%. And their guys on defense are very, very young.
Yes. This is a kind of a silly question to ask, considering we haven't even had the draft and real free agency, but where would you rank right now the AFC West teams with this Broncos news?
I go Chiefs 1.
Okay.
Today, Broncos 2.
I agree.
I think the Chargers, if they improve enough on defense, I think they can pass them. I think they have the ability to pass them.
Let's not sleep on the Raiders, too, because I like the Josh McDaniels hire a lot. I think he's going to be perfect for that offense.
I'm going to sleep on the Raiders.
Yeah?
I think the Raiders end up in 4th place. This will be like the NFC West last season, minus the whole Seahawks being terrible thing.
I don't know. I don't mean to tick off any Chargers fans, but
I have them too. Honestly, I believe the Chargers. I believe Justin Herbert mainly. I mean, the Chargers.
And they got $73 million to spend, too.
Yeah, but we're talking about right now, today.
Well, I mean, they're not playing today, though.
No,
we don't know what's going to happen in the offseason.
Josh's question was like today, right now, on this moment.
Herbert's better than Wilson today.
Absolutely. Yeah.
He's more talented than Wilson today.
Better arm.
Right. We don't have to talk about that much. The team right now, I just feel like the Broncos overall are better.
I like the Chargers receivers better than the Broncos.
That's fine, but that's one position on the field.
I like the whole offense of the Chargers better than the Broncos. Honestly, I would take the whole offense.
Okay, now, I would probably agree with you, but defensively, I don't think it's close.
No, yeah, the Broncos are far better defensively.
So that's why, it is close on offense. That's why I'm saying they're far better on defense. I'm taking the Broncos. Again, they make some moves. If they go out and say, yeah, we're going to sign J.C. Jackson to a big-time contract who the franchise tag deadline just passed, and he's a free agent now. If they go out and sign J.C. Jackson, okay, that's a different story. But the AFC West is going to be fascinating all season long. We are blessed to have a division like this in the NFL. God willing, everybody stays healthy.
I'm just glad there's a division like that. Like I said, it was last year's NFC West was supposed to be. Seahawks were supposed to be better. They weren't.
Right.
But
still a good race.
What can happen is what I'm saying. Like, the Seahawks were not good after they had high expectations. Not high, but decent expectations. The Cardinals took off out of nowhere. No one expected that.
Well, Wilson did get hurt. Let's forget.
That's true.
Let's not forget.
That's true.
And then had that injury
and
linger
Geno
all
Smith
season
was
long.
playing.
Yeah.
Oh,
boy. All right, anyway, if you want to call 516-572-7440, you want to talk about the Russell Wilson trade, we'd love to do that. But next, we're going to talk about this Aaron Rodgers news as he is back to Green Bay. Pat McAfee reported it today on Twitter that Aaron was going back. He had called him this morning to let him know. He seriously considered retirement. He also considered going elsewhere, but realized, this was the best spot for him right now in his career. It's going to be a team-friendly deal. There's a number being reported by Ian Rappaport of 4 years, $200 million with $153 million guarantee. That's not true.
Okay, good. I was going to say, what team is that friendly to?
Rodgers came out and said that's not true. McAfee had kept saying that's not true. So that number of 4 years, $200 million is incorrect.
Watch it be higher.
Well, again, like I said about the money and the cap space and the way they're able to move it around, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be $40 million a year or $50 million a year, and that'll be team-friendly somehow toward the cap.
It's like Pat Mahomes.
They make it up. They make it up as they go. It's so stupid. I wish we knew more about it, but we don't.
I think they like it that way so they can maneuver around it.
Of course they do. And the Packers have placed a franchise tag on Devontae Adams now, which is huge. So now Rodgers and Adams are back. You're going to lose a couple of guys on defense. Devondre Campbell, who had an all-pro season for you.
Zadarius Smith's going to get cut. I hope he gets cut,
Smith will get cut. Maybe they'll try and go after Campbell unless his price tag's too high. But the Packers are, in the driver's seat. They are absolutely the favorite easily in the NFC now to win the Super Bowl. But as we know, that means absolutely nothing. Yes.
Even if the Rams run it back with everybody, like the Bucs did.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's got to be. It's got to be. How is it not?
I as much as I want to agree with you, I think it's closer than you think.
Listen, I'm not, discrediting the Rams whatsoever.
The Rams are a really good football team, and I think another year together will just make them mesh even better. Cooper Kupp's not going to do what he did again. There's no way.
I'd be surprised if he had that good of a season, but he's going to be an elite receiver.
He will, but he's not going to be 1,900 yards again.
The Packers figured something out last year, especially defensively, and they dealt with so many injuries. They're going to get Jair Alexander back, hopefully for a full season. Kenny Clark, hopefully for a full season. Mm-hmm. And again, you lose Campbell, but Campbell was a practice squad player for a couple of years before he got here, and your defensive coordinator made him what he was. So you're going to find guys and replace them. Plug and play. That's it. And the defense, even with all the injuries last season, stepped up and played well at times. So I would say, as long as we don't have to include choking into this, because that's what they do. Sorry.
It's true. I can't even say anything.
They're the favorite. They are absolutely the favorite in the NFC.
On paper.
On paper, in the sports books, on the field, in my opinion, that's who I would go with. How happy is the NFL about this?
Oh, yeah.
Get that Calvin Ridley story off the the headlines. That's it. It's wiped under the rug with these two guys.
Another funny coincidence, but
the NFL is probably like, please, for the love of God, break some news.
Make it happen today.
Let a quarterback be traded. Let a quarterback go back and sign with his team.
I mean, it's crazy. The Aaron Rodgers, if you look at the last 3 off seasons, we're talking about 2022, now 2021, 2020. Since the Jordan Love selection, Aaron Rodgers put on a masterclass in like leveraging the situation, like exercising his leverage. Because right from that moment, he immediately expressed his discontent. He's like, "You're going to pick a quarterback over me? You're going to pick this guy while I still have something in the tank? All right, I'll show you." Wins MVP twice
in a row.
Didn't get to the Super Bowl. Obviously didn't win one, but
they're nothing without him.
They're nothing without him, and he showed that. He showcased that for 2 straight seasons, and he made the Packers choose. He's like, you can either lose me, I can retire, or you can give me what I want. And I feel like a major storyline in all of this, amidst all the the first round pick for a quarterback selection and everything, it was money. If you give him his money, I didn't think there was any chance he'd leave. That's just me.
I think he was going to get the money anywhere he went. So
he's an elite quarterback, one of the best we've ever seen. He's going to get the money.
I think more than the money was the years. They had to commit years to him, and that's the whole thing. That's been the whole thing since they drafted Jordan Love, and that's why he's been so upset. If you're willing to commit multiple years to me, okay, we're in. You made a mistake. Admit your mistake.
And now the Jordan Love selection looks like the most pointless draft pick in recent memory, if at all. Like,
do you think he gets traded now?
He has to.
Where?
I don't know where, but I don't know. Maybe
like the Colts or something. I don't know.
The Colts.
I mean, was he being groomed underneath Rodgers?
I don't know.
I know.
Nothing came out about
just because of lack of reports, that doesn't mean everything.
Yeah.
But you'd at least hear something like, he's learning from Aaron Rodgers.
That's what they said when he got that start in Kansas City. They were saying stuff like that. So
and you know what? That's another thing.
Yeah.
He did Aaron Rodgers a favor by stinking up Kansas City.
He did.
If he lit the world on fire in Kansas City, this would be a whole different situation.
Yeah. It's amazing. Everything went in Aaron Rodgers' favor when it comes to
he knew
the narrative. Yeah.
He knew what was going on.
Well, he better win.
He won. Well, he won unfortunately won all of his media battles, right? Everything that anybody said about him, he just proves everybody wrong on the field, whether it's, ever showing any sort of decline. He's always the top guy. He's been the top guy. He's been, just 2 straight MVPs, for crying out loud. It's very interesting, though, how the Packers, who have never been a player-friendly team, have now let this player not get what he wants, almost get what he deserves, which is have a role in what happens in the organization and have say in what happens in the organization. And I think that's the biggest part here. They're going to commit to him long term. Long term, I mean, more than 3 years, I'd say. I think the 4-year range probably makes sense for a contract, but it is strange to see a team like this, who has always been old school in the way they think, now just completely going against their what they do.
Right. Mike, you said it to start the show. Like, the player empowerment, we see it in the NBA all the time. Yep. We just saw it with James Harden. And now we're seeing it in the NFL. Like, it's unbelievable how things have changed over the past decade. Because these players can really do whatever they want. They can choose wherever they want to go. They know they have the leverage. If they just hold out long enough, if they create as much of a stir as possible, if they just, act up long enough and severely enough, they're going to get what they want.
516-572-7440. What do you think about that, guys? Callers, please. We'd love to hear from you. What do you think of these players having all this power? I know a lot of people, this is a controversial topic. People hate this. Fans hate the fact that players can control their own destiny even when they're not in free agency.
Quick thing about James Harden, then we'll go back to football. Do you see him on the stairs last night?
Yeah, good for him.
What's with the hamstring? I don't understand.
What happened?
James Harden was running stairs after the game llast night, running up and down the stairs, doing exercises.
He did take 2 weeks off after he got traded, so he did rehab that.
Okay. I think that was aching. I didn't want to get out of Brooklyn. That's what it was.
Oh, of course it was. Well, we'll talk more about 76ers and James Harden a little bit because they are rolling right now. I think you guys are right. Jordan Love has to go. I don't know what teams really be interested. I see the Eagles being floated around as a possibility. Give Jalen Hurts a little bit of some competition.
But even with Jalen Hurts, like let's say that falls.
Is he better than Jalen Hurts?
Yeah,
Do we know that?
It's redundant too. It doesn't.
Well, it would be two quarterbacks, young quarterbacks developing.
So you're saying. Well, I mean, then not you. I'm saying whoever this is saying. I don't know, but would you use Jalen Hurts then, kind of like a Taysom Hill role, like they wanted to when he got drafted?
Oh, I don't know. That's tough.
But why?
He's got the athleticism. He could be that kind of guy.
I like that.
I like that for him more than him being a full-time quarterback.
Well, they can't read a defense full-time. I mean, he's shown that in big games. So
he's got the arm talent, but I don't think he has, like I said, he can't read the defense.
Yeah.
And he's got the speed to be whatever he wants.
The speed, and he runs with a lot of power, too. So why not just maximize his athleticism while you can?
Well, here's the thing. Like with Taysom Hill, and I mean, no offense to you, Josh, and your Saints, but it's not a viable option. Like, as much as it's cool, he's a Swiss Army knife.
I think the Swiss Army knife role works for Taysom Hill beautifully.
But what have they done? You know what I mean? Like, even when he started with...
That wasn't Taysom Hill's fault.
No, but even last year or the previous years with Taysom Hill, like, it's kind of like...
When he's the sole quarterback, it's bad, I agree. But when Drew Brees was there, we were using Hill as like a tight end, running back, receiver, everything.
I don't know. It's just a gimmick. I don't think it really...
I like it.
I don't...
It's not something that works.
No.
It's not something that can be sustainable in the NFL. It just can't. You can't win with it. It's last-ditch type scenario, in my opinion, if you have nothing going for you.
Wow, Josh.
Sorry. Taysom Hill is unique too. Like we talk about Jalen Hurts in like a wildcat role, but Taysom Hill is a really physical. He's a big built guy.
He's not a quarterback.
He's not a quarterback.
No,
exactly.
Absolutely not.
So it worked in that instance. But I don't know if Jalen Hurts is
if you're going to use Jalen Hurts in that role, why did you draft him in the second round?
They're not going to.
Exactly.
I don't think about it when he got drafted, but I don't think they're going to do it. I just throw it out as a possibility, but I mean, I don't know.
Carson Wentz was always hurt, and they wanted a backup quarterback. I think that's what it more was towards, where if we can have a quarterback that's completely different from Carson Wentz, that is a guy that can run, a guy that can be athletic, not so much at a Taysom Hill role, but just a completely different scenario or a completely different, offense from what our other quarterback's running to try and throw defenses off.
I mean, on the Jordan Love front, too, I mean, we talk about how weak this quarterback draft class is. I mean, if you're a team in like that top 10, top 20, and you would like to get a quarterback, would you rather have one of these young guys who are really unproven, more unproven than previous quarterback draft classes, or do you get Jordan Love, who's been in NFL practices, he's been with Aaron Rodgers, in
a good system?
Interesting.
He automatically, in my opinion, comes into this draft class. Jordan Love is in this draft class now. Make an offer. Go get him.
I would not trade a top 20 pick for Jordan Love. I wouldn't.
It depends on the team.
Well, where was he selected to? 25th?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Late 20.
Yeah, around there, right?
Trade a second round pick for him. I mean,
second round pick I would do. I wouldn't trade a top 20 pick.
I think it would be a second and a third round pick.
Yes, I would not trade a first round for him at all.
I mean, would you take a guy like Matt Corral and draft an offensive lineman? Would you rather do that or get Jordan Love?
I'd rather do that.
Yeah?
Yes.
I don't know.
I'd rather get Jordan Love.
I would not give up my first round pick for him. I just wouldn't do it.
You're selling Jordan Love short, and I understand the value to you right now might not be. You might not believe that Jordan Love is worth the first round pick, but there are other teams that are going to think that, and there are going to be teams late in that first round that say we want to take a quarterback, but we just don't love any of these guys, and if they like Jordan Love better. You go make that move. What did you say?
He said they don't love any of these guys.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah.
That's funny. Get missed calls. People, come on.
Call the other number, people. Come on.
They don't know where you're at.
I know, Mike. Really. What's the number?
516-572-7440. You want to talk about Aaron Rodgers? You want to talk about Russell Wilson? We've got so much player movement in the NFL, and we're going to have a lot more right here in New York City as the New York Giants look to completely clean this house and get rid of these players that are overpaid, overrated. Blake Martinez, who may not be one of those guys, but he's overpaid right now. Blake Martinez, Sterling Shepard, Logan Ryan are the three guys I have here for potential cuts. I have Bradbury and Saquon here for guys that could possibly be traded. What do you guys think?
I agree with everything you just said. I think those guys are going to get cut. I think Saquon needs to go. Well, I don't think they're going to cut him. I don't think they should cut him, but he has to get traded somewhere for something. They can't let him go for nothing.
I've seen this all weekend now, and I'm listening to sports radio again over the weekend, and one of the hosts, loves Saquon and knows him personally. And my thing to this is that she doesn't want people to blame Saquon for this. That this isn't Saquon's fault. And you're right. It's not. It's not Saquon's fault. And I'm not blaming him for the fact that the selection of himself, he didn't select himself to the Giants. He didn't ask to be taken second overall. He didn't ask to be overpicked. But that selection set the franchise back for years and years to come. That's not Saquon's fault. It's Dave Gettleman's fault. But the fact of the matter is he's still on this team, and he'll never be that player that we expected, and he's not even the player, not even half of the player we thought we were getting at number 2 overall. That's why he's got to go. We're not blaming Saquon Barkley for this. We're blaming the people that made the decision. And getting rid of Saquon Barkley does not mean that we automatically hate him. And listen, he was a bust. There's no doubt about it. But you got to cut your ties when you make bad mistakes like this.
I mean, some people thought Saquon Barkley was they're comparing to like Barry Sanders, like these big, physical, fast runners. And,
Hall of Fame type
player.
they're
saying he's going to be a Hall of Famer, but no doubt he's a bust. It's sad, but we have to realize now this was not a good idea.
It was a stupid pick from the beginning. That's the obvious. And no Giant fan should hate Saquon Barkley just because like you said, Mike, because the pick set them back. It's not, of course, not his fault. And plus, that injury, first of all, was completely unexpected. He didn't cause the injury on himself.
Of course not.
He had no offense. Even with last year, he had no offensive line when he was healthy. And even when he was playing, he wasn't 100%.
Who knows if that could have happened with an offensive line? He gets hit the wrong way. Running back's shelf life is terrible.
Right. And it's just... I hate to bring up Dave Gettleman again because it's like we're revisiting the horror show of the past, and I want to move past. I mean, we should
move past. We deserve.
We have two great guys. We on paper they've done.
Anthony loves these guys. Anthony loves them.
Who, Shane and Dable?
Anthony is going to. This isn't a shot at you, Anthony. I'm so happy you're excited because I am too. He's going to talk them up so much it's going to be a failure. He's going to talk them up that in his eyes, it's going to become a failure.
Anthony's leaving the building.
Don't leave.
Anthony's leaving the building.
I'm just saying.
How can you say that as a Giants fan, though?
Because listen,
he's jinxing it. He's saying.
I'm saying he's jinxing it.
Now I'm standing up for the rest of the show.
I look because you can't see me over the TV screen. That's why. I mean the TV screen.
The computer screen.
The computer screen. We should put live
screen in here.
I know.
We should live sports.
I put live sports right there. I'll watch it. You guys can't.
We've done that before.
But all seriousness, I love Shane. All right. I think he's, we've said it. We've documented it on the show. I love Dayball. I think he's going to be fantastic. But I don't know, man.
I mean,
I'm looking at it from a negative view, yes. But what positivity have I had as a Giants fan to say this is going to change?
So you're traumatized. I'm
traumatized. But, and I get these are the right people. You have smart people from the right organizations in these important roles.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not a Giants fan, so I can't really speak totally to it. But just from the standpoint of the Giants have completely shifted away from the old way they used to do things, hire in-house all the time, and that's how Dave Gettleman got here. They completely shifted away from that. So I don't know, just that alone, and you have guys that have embraced analytics more. You don't have Dave Gettleman at a press conference typing on his little imaginary computer like that. I mean, that's done with.
Michael, so you have to recognize we don't have a bozo in an oversized suit talking to the media. We're good now.
I get it.
Don't say you're good. Don't say you're good.
Trust me. Well, okay, stop getting.
We're not
hooked up on the little details.
Excuse me. We're not good. We're not good.
We're in good hands.
That's better.
We think we're in good hands. We think we are. I'm not going to get my hopes
up
of
it because it's the same thing.
Because I thought we were in good hands with Joe Judge.
Look at those.
He won me over with that press conference. Completely won me over. And look where we are. Square one again. I hope we don't have to go back to square one.
If they trade Barkley for a fourth-round pick, you win?
Fourth-round pick?
Yeah.
I guess. I don't care. Are we paying him? We're paying him $7 million? No. Get rid of him.
There's no part of you guys, and I know it's unlikely that he even gets a second deal from you guys, but
Odell Beckham.
I mean,
okay, Ben.
That's what you're gonna say?
No.
I thought that's what you were saying.
I was like, why did you say Odell Beckham?
That's what I thought you were going.
Okay.
Saquon, say you hold on to him. You already brought Dable in to see what Daniel Jones can do. Another, you could say, semi-failed pick from the Gettleman era. Is there any part of you guys that says maybe if we fix the offensive line, he's already shaking his head. Because if you can do.
Because if you fix the offensive line, you can go get any running back that's not, an injury-prone guy. That's not a big play home run guy. Josh, I want somebody that could fall forward for 4 yards at a time.
Zeke
Elliott. If you could do that for me, if you could fall forward 4 yards at every play, I will take you. I don't need this, BS where we're running backwards to just gain 3 yards. I don't need that.
That's how he gets hurt to an extent.
Hasn't that always been weird to you guys too? That he's a big body back, but he's not really
dances around.
Doesn't run up the middle. And listen, he hasn't had many opportunities to. But when he does, he doesn't run up the middle. He's afraid of the contact inside. He wants to get outside, and that's his game, and that's where he makes his money. But it's frustrating to watch, and it's been frustrating to watch. And Saquon Barkley has absolutely got to go. I agree with all of you. I would trade him now. I don't.
Would you release him if it came to it?
No, because I would trade him to get rid of the money, but at the same time, it's not enough where he has to be released. So if you did have him for next season, okay, you have him for next season. So I don't think I should take it back. I don't think it's a must. But I would like to. I would make the move.
Yeah, of course, get him off the books if you can.
Yeah, get him off the books. James Bradbury, who's making a ton of money, he's a player the Giants would keep in a different scenario, but he's going to be gone. He's going to be traded. That's my best guess. They need the cap space, guys. That's what they need.
Michael, let me ask you a real quick question.
Yeah.
Are you okay with them keeping Barkley and then seeing if maybe they get a better return at the trade deadline?
Sure.
Say if he plays.
Yeah, sure.
That's the only scenario I'm okay with. And you have to trade him at the deadline. At that point, you got to commit. If you're going to bring him back and you're going to see how things play out, you have to trade him.
Yes.
Because you're not going to give him another deal. You're just going to screw yourself over. And I think Joe Shane is smart enough not to do that.
Anthony, you're not. I understand why you want to trade him. You want to get something back. You're never going to get back the value of the second overall.
No, but you want something that's at least enticing. Like a 4th-round pick is the greatest
thing. That's enticing?
Why not?
It's the best you can get. It's that or he walks away, then you get nothing.
But we have to stop looking at it as you get nothing. That's it.
You do get nothing.
You cut ties, though. It's not like I'm going to be crying over the fact that we didn't get a second, a player back or a pick back. I'm going to be crying over the fact that we wasted the number 2 overall pick on a running back for the next 10 years. I'm already crying over that.
Yeah, but
I'm already upset about that.
I want value. That's what I want. I want
you're not getting value.
I want a return.
4th round pick is not
No.
value. Well,
I want some semblance of a return.
You just want return. You just want something back to say you got something back.
Yes.
Anthony, I think that's actually a good play because say his value is a 4th-round pick right now, but he balls out under Dable in the new offense.
Or he blows out his knee again, and you get nothing.
It's a risk, but say you could parlay that into a 2nd-round pick.
No, he would never get that high of a value.
If he has a great start to the season, right? And he looks like rookie Saquon.
Saquon rushed for 800 yards in 4 games. He's not worth the 2nd-round pick anymore.
If he had a fantastic year, I would think you could get more value for him. I mean, but we also have to remember something. We're talking about in the season. Right now, teams are calling the Panthers about Christian McCaffrey. So Saquon's not even the best running back available on the trade market.
Two injury-prone running backs that should not be
paid the money.
McCaffrey's a lot better than Barkley when healthy.
The Giants made the selection, but they didn't double down, making a terrible decision with paying him at least. I mean,
okay, Michael,
you'd be thankful for that.
Let's give you a little nightmare scenario here.
Oh God,
Gettleman stays. Does he extend?
Why are we talking about this?
Yes or no?
No, I don't think he would have doubled down.
Even he's not that stupid.
I don't think he would have doubled down. Very quickly, I do want to talk about the Jets because I brought up J.C. Jackson's name before. He's the stud cornerback from the New England Patriots that is now a free agent. People in New England are kind of pissed that Belichick didn't bring him back, but
All
he didn't.
pro, right?
All pro. Yeah. He led the league in interceptions. He is a very good cornerback.
Did?
Yeah.
It wasn't Trayvon Diggs?
No, I think he did. I think J.C. Jackson did.
He didn't have more than 14.
Look it up.
Maybe the last 2 seasons.
I think it might have been the last 2 seasons.
Okay, that makes sense. It was definitely Diggs this year.
He's been a beast, let alone for New England. And he's gone. And the Jets have a hole there. Do you make a move here and get a stud corner by spending the money, or do you make the move in the draft?
I say draft. I mean, I think Sauce Gardner, it's a risk. If he falls to the Jets, which that's an if.
At 4, I think he does.
At 4, yeah. But would you take him at 4? Would you take him at? Would you take him at what? The other one's 7?
10.
10. Okay. Oh, then
he's not going to be there. At
Giants
10.
have 7.
He's rising up draft boards, and yeah, the Giants could take him at 7 if they do hold on to it.
That's tough. If you can get Sauce Gardner on your hands, I like him better in terms of the future for the Jets. I think he fits more into where they are now. They're developing still, so they can develop him, and when they're ready, he'll be ready, rather than you get a big player now. It's kind of like we talk about the Knicks with Donovan Mitchell. Like, the Knicks get a star, be like, okay, great, now what are you going to do with it?
Long-term, I want to look how old J.C. Jackson is. He was
26.
He's 26.
Wow.
So that's a young player that is a young player that you can build around on your defense for a long time. It's interesting. I would agree with you. I wouldn't spend the money yet. He's going to get paid a ton of money, so I probably wouldn't spend the money unless it's a number you're willing to pay. If you have a number set and you're willing to go to it, then you make the deal. But I'm going to guess the Jets wait until this draft. Now, a couple of things. Why not
do both? Is that out of the question? Do both?
If not,
if the Jets have the money and they're willing, like you said, they're willing to go to that number, and then Sauce Gardner falls, then he's the best player available. Do you do both?
If he's their best player available, then
that's
yes.
what I mean. Yeah,
you would take him.
Thibodeau's gone. The bigger players are gone.
So everything the Jets need is gone. Do you take Kyle Hamilton at that point?
That's a good question.
It's almost the same thing. You're taking a guy in the secondary, so you could make that move. The Jets have options, people. The Jets have a ton of options, and now DK Metcalf is available, and the Jets are in need of a receiver. This is a younger guy that's going to be available for trade. I think we brought it up yesterday. Do the Jets go out and make a move to get an Amari Cooper? Calvin Ridley was on their radar before he was suspended for the whole season. I don't think the Jets should make a move money-wise to go sign a receiver, but if a trade falls into their lap, I think they make it, especially for a young, talented guy. I don't know if DK's the guy.
No.
But I don't know if the 10th pick is worth it for him.
No. I don't. Here's the thing. You have a very young team right
2
here.
seconds?
I don't know.
Would do that.
DK's a head case.
Agreed.
And I think, of course, nothing's going to be on the level of bringing Antonio Brown into your locker room. But still, I wouldn't want to test it in such a young, developing culture over in Jetland.
You're right. It's a risk. It could be toxic to bring a guy like that in with a young quarterback.
Especially when he was complaining about not getting the ball enough.
Yeah. From Russell Wilson.
And Lockett,
and especially getting, and I know, you have to look at it case by case, but getting thrown out of games like that,
Yeah.
Do you really want to set that example for Elijah Moore?
Not needed.
I mean, to be fair, they were meaningless games.
But still,
it wasn't like he was thrown out of a playoff game that they needed him to play in.
Yeah, but that just leads to so many other issues.
Why was Aaron Donald never thrown out of games for this stuff? He's the same thing.
Because he's Aaron Donald.
Yeah, they're afraid
Do you think any ref would stand up to him? No.
Well, DK Metcalf, same build.
Yeah, but he's a receiver.
Have you seen that picture of him and Rashad Penny in the gym?
Yeah, but he's a receiver compared to a defensive tackle.
They're also already physical, and I mean, DK Metcalf goes out of his way. He's just not a good guy on the field. He's not a guy you want in your locker room, I think, at this point. And he's a young kid. He's still a young kid.
It's so easy.
Full of himself.
Yeah. It's so easy to get him off his game.
Pacifier mouth guard, whatever it is.
Oh, he's
stupid,
a baby. Yeah.
Stupid. You seen that?
Is he making music? Because if he is, you want to stay away from him. You really.
His hair is like blue.
Yeah, hair is blue. It's pink some days. He's a character. I mean, it's easy to get him off his game too.
Very talented receiver, but he's nuts.
Yeah. I mean, what star wide receiver is not a diva though? I mean,
Devontae Adams,
Cooper Kupp. That's really it.
Yeah.
Well, Cooper Kupp needs time. Give him time. He's got a ring. He's gonna get paid. Give him time.
Imagine Cooper Kupp going off the deep end. Just going full Antonio Brown.
Imagine.
Oh, no.
In LA?
Oh, God.
He's in LA, it's possible.
Cooper Kupp couldn't do that because he's such a nerd.
He is a nerd. That's
he's
true.
Such a nerd, that guy. It's impossible.
He's kind of like Trevor Bauer, but less, allegation-y.
Well,
no, I don't.
I'm saying the nerdy side.
You are right.
Okay,
Bauer is a nerd. Bauer is a nerd.
Is he really?
The analytics and all that. That's what I'm saying.
He's like a pitcher freak. He's
That's what I'm
he's
saying.
obsessed with pitching.
Yes, he is.
All right.
He gets his mechanics bioanalyzed twice a year or whatever. It's crazy.
I wasn't expecting Trevor Bauer's name to pop up there.
Yeah, less allegations, but same nerdiness.
I have good news.
Yeah.
I want to report good news.
Oh.
Dick Vitale's PET scan came back. No cancer shown.
PED?
PET.
Oh, I was like, he's on steroids?
Very nice to hear. I love Dickie V.
Yeah, that's great.
Love Dickie
cancer, baby!
Good for him.
That's better than my Charles Barkley. I'll say that.
Okay.
You are listening to WHPC Sports Talk here on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. I am Michael Merlo, along with Joshua Umahi, Anthony Deus, and Matt Leonard. All right, we'll read this. My hometown, Thursdays, 3:30 p.m., a lead-in to WHPC Sports Talk. The program explores clubs, organizations, businesses, and issues in towns across Nassau and Suffolk counties. Weekly interviews with local guests serve to shed light on Long Island towns making a difference. That's My Hometown, Thursdays at 3:30 p.m.
Can I do a quick plug for that?
Sure.
Okay. I recorded an interview for My Hometown today, stepped in for our friend Mike DeMarco, from the morning show. Yeah. And we did an interview with the guy that does the On the Road Motorcycle School, Steve Bertolini, does the promo here.
Yeah.
The Life is Short guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's very knowledgeable, very good guy. I mean,
Sure he is. His people take up a lot of parking spots on Thursday.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Tell him to stop. Maybe do it earlier in the morning.
He was talking about a fight he got into with Justin. That was funny.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
What do we want to do? We want to do baseball? But let's do...
I want to do basketball.
Let's do basketball because, you know what? Baseball has really disappointed us.
Baseball sucks.
We'll give you an update quickly. I'm checking my phone every 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Every 5 minutes just to see. So we'll leave it for the last 5 minutes.
Listen, I'm going out to Florida the week of the 21st. There better be spring training games.
Better be spring training games.
Look at him! Look at him!
That was unprovoked, too. I don't know what that was.
Now I'm really done.
I'm in a mood. You gotta take your headphones off. You're gonna walk out.
I got the wire. We're good.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't do anything.
I am going to Florida most likely in a month, so I don't know.
Okay.
If, maybe there will be spring training games in
a month.
In a month. Yeah, I don't know.
Now I hope there's no baseball. I hope you get to suffer no baseball too.
Or what if you see spring training games? He's down in Florida and there's no spring training anymore.
Yeah. I hope
that's a good thing.
I hope the Marlins and the Rays are away when you go down to Florida.
They're never both away. They're the Mets and Yankees.
No, stop it.
You
never know.
Okay, it's rare, but
Wait, what?
The two Florida teams are away at the same time.
No,
it's rare.
It happens.
It's like the Mets and the Yankees.
The Mets and Yankees are always. It's always.
No. One is home, one's away all the time.
No, it's
yes,
not.
Trust me,
Are you serious?
100%. They do the schedules like that. It's very rare.
They're both away at some point.
No,
they're
it's
both
rare.
away
It's
at some
rare.
point. No way.
Let me break out the history.
This is true.
Look that up, please, Anthony. And also, you don't even have to look it up. Just check the schedules for both teams.
Well, does that get adjusted now because of
no, it doesn't.
No,
you can check the opponents and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no way, Matt. There are times where both teams.
There are times. It's rare.
Both NBA teams are always
I'm talking
away.
just baseball.
Okay, just talking baseball.
This website is depressing me. It looks so barren. Just like
A
that.
letter is MLB.com a letter to baseball fans? Screw you, Rob Manfred. I'll show you. I'll show you a letter.
It's show you two letters. F you.
Yeah. I'll shove your letter to baseball fans right where the sun don't shine.
Wow, he's talking like a mobster in an old 20s movie.
Me?
Yeah. I'll show you where the sun don't shine.
Hey, pardon my interruption.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the MVP race very quickly. I think we all made our top 5 lists of who we have as MVP.
Yes.
Right now, this list can grow to like 7 or 8 in my opinion.
easily.
I think on my list I could add LeBron. I could add
LeBron isn't in your 5?
No, I could add LeBron. I could add Luka, and I could add Jason Tatum, and they're not on this list. All 3 of them. So my 5. This is my 5. I got Ja Morant at 5.
Okay.
I got DeMar DeRozan at 4. I got Giannis at 3. I got Nikola Jokic at 2, and I've got Joel Embiid at number 1. He would be my MVP today.
We have such different lists.
What's your list?
I would also go John Moran at 5. That I agree with you on that. DeMar at 4 is good.
Okay, so our list actually isn't that
actually,
different.
No. I'm gonna switch that up. I'm sorry. I'm actually gonna put DeMar 6, just outside the 5.
Okay.
Ja I put above him.
Okay.
LeBron at 4.
Wow.
Jokic 3, Embiid 2, Giannis 1.
Okay.
So similar players, but different order.
I get the Giannis. Giannis was close, and then I compared him
Tatum
to.
is really getting in there for me.
I know, and I thought about Jokic won. I thought about Giannis won, and nobody could go ahead of Embiid. Josh, what's yours?
All right, so I'm going to go with Embiid right now.
Number one.
Yeah, but him and Jokic and Giannis, they're locked into my top three.
Yeah.
And they're going to go at it as we finish. It's going to keep flipping and flipping. I'm going to keep flipping. Embiid, Giannis, Jokic third. I'll go John Morant fourth.
Okay.
I'll probably go Luka fifth.
Wow, okay. I love me some Luka.
The way he's played the last month plus, especially since the Porzingis deal.
Him and Dinwiddie look really good together.
Dinwiddie's been a great pickup, and Jason Kidd, the impact he's had, or starting to have on Luka now.
Yeah.
I mean, swapping Carlisle out for Jason Kidd looks like a home run right now.
I think Anthony has some breaking news.
Yeah, he's wrong. Matt's wrong.
What?
Yeah.
I am not.
You are... Matt,
We have breaking news?
Well,
no, about this. The schedule thing.
You can't say breaking news, okay? You
I didn't say breaking news.
I said breaking news.
No, I'm not blaming you, Anthony.
That's my fault.
Your friend next to you said that, and my heart started racing.
That's my bad.
See, even the way he's talking to you, he's getting really
he's stressed about baseball. Let the man be.
For the love of God.
He's stressed about baseball. I don't blame him. Baseball's a stressful thing right now.
7th through the 9th, they're both away. There you go.
It's rare. I didn't say it never happens.
Which...
The Yankees and the Mets.
You said it never happened.
I didn't say
you
that.
said it never happened. Anthony, did he not say? Check the tape. He said it. He said it never happens.
You got a podcast now.
Yeah, you got a podcast. It's 4:50. Go back
today.
to 4. Go back to 4:45.
I can't podcast.
There we go.
Today.
We got him.
We got him. You said it never happens.
I didn't say that.
You said it never happens.
It rarely happens.
You said it never happens. It happens. Happens all the time.
Okay.
Because I look throughout the year and I'm like, do I want to go to a Mets game? Do I want to go to a Yankees game? They're both away. Damn, can't go.
All right.
I hate to turn this into the crap on Matt show.
What are you going to say now?
I mean, he kind of deserves it today. I mean, he's like,
why?
You really have LeBron James.
Okay, I'll argue with you on that. Okay, go ahead.
You have LeBron James in your top 5, top 4.
He's 4, yeah.
They're 9th in the West.
Look at his season. I don't care where they are.
He's having a great season, but if you're going to be the MVP, you have to have a great season and you have to contribute to winning.
I'm not saying he'll win the MVP. I'm not saying he's in my top 3. He's not a finalist, but he's just outside that.
But
that's reasonable.
To even put him up over Luka, who's having, on par statistically, as good a season as him, John Morant has his team in the 2nd seed right now.
John Morant, maybe I'll switch John LeBron then. But LeBron belongs in the top 5.
I don't know. I mean, it all goes back to what we mean by conversation. Like, what's the MVP conversation? Like, what is that?
I think
top 5?
Yeah, I think he's in contention, but he won't win. That's what I'll say. It won't be a finalist. Won't be top 3, but he'll be easily top 5 to 7.
Interesting.
I think he deserves it. I don't know if he will, but he deserves it.
There's just so many candidates that are having better seasons. Now I know what the Lakers have gone through. I mean, a lot of it is.
If he had a better team around, I'm not saying that. I'm not making excuses for him because they're atrocious this year. They're really bad.
Yeah.
But if he had a better team around him, we'd see a whole different level of stats from LeBron.
I don't know. Some might argue that the refs are screwing them over with the injuries.
Stop.
No.
Nope.
I'm not over that. I'm just gonna say it. I'm not over that.
Oh,
we're not doing this now.
The rigged.
We're not doing this now.
We're not doing this right now.
The Knicks won last night. Good for them. RJ played well.
Thank you.
Can I just?
Randall played well. What was that?
I actually am really happy about that. Not from the reason that I want
Randall or RJ.
No, not from the standpoint that I want Randall to do well, but the Sacramento Kings.
Yeah, we had to beat them. We had to
because. Just they're the only team more stupid.
Can they fold already? Can they move the franchise at this point?
To where?
To Washington,
Tampa,
Seattle.
Oh,
I like that.
Keep it in the same conference. They are. Oh,
what's up?
No, nothing. I just wrap up.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
That was a wrap up.
I know what you mean.
Well,
a hand signal.
They stopped. Well, usually you don't stop when I do that. You come to a stop.
I know what you.
It was more like pronounced.
It's like I know because I had my phone in my hand. That's why. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I thought you had news for us.
No, I know. That's what I thought you thought.
I'm doing this.
All right, very quickly. I want to do baseball before we go.
Okay.
Before we get out of here, we got 3.5 minutes. Baseball's all you mean to us right now. 3.5 minutes of our 58
barely
show.
means that.
Barely means nothing. Does that make sense?
No.
Means
barely
nothing.
means anything.
Barely means anything. There we go. Apple TV and Major League Baseball have a deal to exclusively have games every Friday, a double header. And
who's doing them?
I don't know who's doing it. It's going to be on Apple TV. So if you got, a smart TV or whatever, you got your apps, whatever. Apple TV, you're going to have to watch the doubleheaders. They're going to have pre and post games every Friday night. No regional networks. So
it's exclusive.
It's exclusive.
Oh,
now,
I hate
it's not
that.
going to be on SMY. It's not going to be on the S Network for us. If the Yankees or Mets play on those, that night on Apple TV, there's going to be a pre and post game for everything. It's going to be like an event, almost like a Sunday Night Baseball, just exclusive, or like the Amazon Prime coming up this year. Apple TV is $5 a month, everybody. So Major League Baseball wants you to pay to watch games even more than you already do with your cable subscriptions or whatever you got. They want you to pay more, and they don't even have a deal yet. They're fighting over money. Just put that out there, guys.
I personally would pay $5 to watch the Mets on a Friday night.
No, I have Apple TV, and it was a funny story that I discovered that I had it yesterday that I still pay for it, so I'm not going to get rid of it. They also have this thing called Big Inning, which is going to be like a MLB Tonight type thing, only it's going to be more like an NFL Red Zone, I think.
Ooh.
So that's pretty cool. I think that's going to be weeknights,
So it's
too.
a live look in MLB Tonight does like that?
Yeah, just consistent.
Okay, yeah.
That's all the show's going to be. So that's pretty cool, honestly. So I do like that part of it. So that's the news there. Major League Baseball and the owners and the players met today. So they wanted to try and save the season. They wanted to try and save 162 games. There's a lot of issues with payments and how long they're going to get paid, how much they're going to get paid, and the service times. That was going to be a massive issue. They wanted to get a deal done today or tomorrow, I think, to try and save 162. So nothing has been reported today. There's been a lot of back channels. There's been a lot of, news that's not breaking. So I think that's a good thing. I think this means they're getting things done. So we'll see what happens with that. Yeah, it's really depressing, though.
I disagree. I think the lack of news is concerning.
Okay.
I think it's I think it's kind of anything. If you hear nothing, it can't be good news.
Or they're still working, and everything is through back channels, and it's Zoom.
But the whole
Yesterday was all
time they've
Zoom.
been public with it. Why are they changing it
And it's
now?
been bad. And it's been bad. They don't want to make this a public thing. They want to be able to do this in private so that there's not enough distraction. There's no blame games being put on anybody, that they can get this done in a efficient manner.
Don't you think it's owed to the fans to know something?
Eventually, yes. By the end of the night, yes, I do. But I think now it's a good thing that we don't know anything. As much as I want to know something and I want it to be good news, we don't know anything.
So no matter the results tonight, you're saying they should release some kind of statement?
No, what do you mean statement? Like
I don't care if it's Ken Rosenthal or Jeff Passan. I'm saying somebody should have information by the end of the night tonight.
I think there will be information by the end of the night.
One way or the other.
I think the news that we need to get tonight is whether or not they are canceling games tomorrow or the next day, and there was no progress made, and they don't believe they're going to be able to play 162. Or the only thing I need to know is today was fine, and we're moving in the right direction, and we're going to try tomorrow. And that's it. And that's what I want to know. I don't want to just know nothing. Wow.
Okay.
58 minutes went fast.
Yeah. As it does.
As it always does. Good show, guys.
Yep.
Next up is German Hit Parade. I cannot wait.
I'm excited.
No. Nobody could be more excited than me.
I didn't say I was as excited. But,
Thanks for listening to WHBC Sports Talk. That's going to do it
the
for
most
us.
excited.
For Joshua Umahi, Anthony Deus, Matt Leonard, I am Michael Merlo, here on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHBC.